Hey guys, we're going to be talking about the Kroger Albersons mega merger that's going on. Um, basically, I know kind of now the union kind of side. I just got an email. It's kind of been talked about quite a decent amount in from the union. I get union updates and whatnot because I used to work at Safeway. I also got a bunch of different. Let me see if I can get this to go. There we go. A bunch of different viewpoints really on this. Because I used to work at Safeway, got coworkers that talked about it. It was definitely something that people were talking about. I also understand that on the customer side as well, and then also I've watched quite a few videos as far as for the business wise of this. Something is going on that is got a lot of people worried, and apologize again for my camera. For whatever reason, it's just not working well. The lighting's not working well. But as far as for business side, they're trying to Kroger's trying to get Albertsons. It's in their way to try to compete with Costco, Walmart. Um, I guess it's going to be, from what I understand, Albertsons is going to stay as Albertsons. It's just going to be like Sam's Club and Walmart, except it's not going to be like that premium kind of thing. However, it seems like it might actually be like that now, since this email talks about that they are worried about how it could affect workers as far as for lower wages. 746,000 grocery workers may have lower wages. That's 1 in 4 grocery workers, no matter if they're union or not. Which also brings up another point that they're going to be going away from union. So if you're already in the union, you get to stay in the union. If you're not already in the union, you're gone. You can't get into the union. So if you get to keep if you're already working at Safeway, and you want your union benefits and everything to stay the same, you don't have to do anything, but definitely don't want to leave and come back because you're not going to get that. It's strictly, have you been working for like almost a year or so, 6 months, a year. I think it's 6 months. I think is the shortest time, where you would be still considered union. So yeah. But anyways, with this mega merger going on, they're doing it for competitiveness. They're trying to expand. They're basically becoming a Walmart, becoming a Costco, that kind of thing, where they're going for quantity in the sense of being able to spread out to more areas. Because Albertsons can't keep themselves up. Same with Kroger's just been growing. Now with Albertsons, that also means Safeway. That means that Vaughn's, a couple different companies as well. So I got this email, talked about that that it could lead to store closures as well, and higher grocery prices, and fewer choices to where they can shop. So basically, going to accumulate more stores, but can't take all of them. So some of them are going to go under. Which brings me to the point of, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I think there's quite a bit of grocery stores around. It's highly competitive, and I'm not surprised by this. Big corporations are trying to get bigger. It's like a size game of who has the most stores, who's has the most exposure to the world, um, and the country. So that's the day and age that we're in right now. It's going to continue to happen. This isn't going to be the last one. This isn't going to be the only one. There's going to be more mega mergers and whatnot. It's going to happen because they're trying to compete with big names. So it makes sense in that aspect. As far as for the coworker aspect, they're going to lose union. People working aren't going to get the choice of having a union. The people that already have the union, they get to keep it. It makes sense. Basically, it's one of those things that they tell ahead of time, kind of a thing. If you're not union, you're not getting a union. Do I think that there should be an option for having union? That would be great, but it's not an option. So that's thrown out the window. I think that actually is going to kind of hurt Safeway a little bit because union is a big deal. Like for me, one of the places that I applied to, I applied for their benefits. If Safeway doesn't have great benefits, Albersons doesn't have great benefits, and they were known to have great benefits, some of the workers might leave. It might be as simple as that. Also, as far as for pay, a lot of people are going to leave if the pay is even lower. And the pay is slightly more than the minimum wage. When I've been there for about a year, my pay did not go up until I went to nights, but that was a given. But it was very, very, like, I think it was 10 cents more than the minimum wage. It was nothing. And I don't see how it's going to go under that. Then that means that they're going below the minimum wage. And there's been some cases, as you could tell even from what I'm saying, they've gone below the minimum wage. They have. At least, yeah, in my experience, they've paid people under the minimum wage, which they're not supposed to do. And they really, that's the other thing too at Safeway is there's a lot of rules that they say that don't exist. And there's a lot of corners that are cut that aren't part of policy. And then when somebody messes up, which it seems like it does decent amount of time, and then the co-workers, the company, that kind of stuff, they don't back each other up. Co-workers do back up each other sometimes. I've had it a good amount of times where I've been backed up by co-workers and I've backed up other co-workers. It all depends on really if the person wants to do that or not, and it's really, are you working hard enough to give them a reason to do that? I was pretty valuable at Safeway when I was working there, so I usually got that. However, there were times when I didn't, and that was when people are pointing fingers at other people. So, anyways, I don't think this is going to help with any of those issues. I think it's going to hurt. Yeah, as far as for customers having freer choices where they can shop, yeah, but that's not that big of an issue. There's just so many grocery stores. I know when I was living in Davis and working there, we would get people from Woodland because of the sales. And that's a pretty far drive. And Woodland doesn't have a Safeway. But what stores do they have? They have Rayleigh's. There's other places that they can be going to. I don't know if that's going to be a very good argument. I don't know how far that will go. What's interesting is that this is from the union, and I think the union really wants to work with Albersons and Safeway. So that's an interesting point. My thoughts as far as what I think this could be good. I think there's some, from what I have already said, there's some things, rules, safety measures that some of them do, some places do a great job, and in some areas, the places that don't, some areas they do, but in other areas they don't, based on from what I've seen as far as from my experience. Um, and I think they're gonna. I do think, and I really hope that they do raise up the bar in that. I do think that what would be the good thing that would really help the company is potentially having a higher wage. I know they're going to have to get rid of some workers for that, but have a higher wage, a higher expectation. That way, people feel like they have that sense of purpose, and that's going to actually help elevate their work. Because the wages that are already low, and people don't want to stay working there, and they leave because they feel like they're not getting paid what they should. If they're already feeling that and you're going to give them less wages, more people are going to be like, why? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do think that there could be some good from this, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, for everything that I was doing, I was told I was going to work as manager in 2 different areas. Both areas, I never received any pay for that. And yeah, I never got paid for it. Never heard, never seen anything. And that's just how my experience was. I don't know if that's how it is everywhere. I would hope not. But if that is the case, that's not good. People can't be lying and saying, "Oh, I'm going to pay you this much. You're going to work as manager, pay you this much," and then they don't. It's not a good look. For me, that's also why I left, because I was just getting lied to again and again. I was being used. So it just why would I want to work someplace like that? Place that I'm going to be working at. They looked at all my experience, and they called previous places and everything. And even with this stuff going on, I still spoke pretty well about the places that I worked under. I got potentially this job that I'll be making 18 an hour, and that's substantially way more than the other places that I was working at in California, because I live in Oregon. So it brings a little bit more sadness and just shame on the grocery business in California. They're so competitive. They're not making as much money. This and that. The way customers get treated, the way workers get treated. It's just all of it is not good, and it's just going downhill. And I was really hoping that it would change, and sadly, that never did. It only continued to get worse. Not enough people wanting to work or getting hired, and then they get rid of the person even though they don't have enough people for the job. It's like, come on. But yeah, I think that it's the nature of the game, and yeah, it sucks. I think this merger, a lot of workers are worried, and rightfully so. It's really the fear of the unknown. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. I hope this gives you a little bit of an idea of what the all sides are thinking of about this merge. And it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. Hope you have a great day. Bye.